One of my friends just sold his business for over $10 million. He doesn't have a social media account. He doesn't have a LinkedIn. He doesn't have anything. And yet here he is with his chunk of change. Meanwhile, little guy who sold his SaaS for $2 million and didn't even get to keep most of it over here is telling the entire world his life story in exchange for what? That's what I want to talk about in today's video. If that sounds interesting to you, subscribe, smash that like button, and leave a comment down below with a little fire emoji. Fire because I'm burning my life down. How about that? Is it better to be anonymous or is it better to be known? Let's talk about it. Some people want to be anonymous because of privacy concerns and safety. Especially if you're in another country, they think if you broadcast your wealth, people will come to you. And actually, we saw this when we were in India. We were too known. We would post on social media. Our other account, Berman Town, has 50,000, 60,000 followers on it. And we post lifestyle content. And we showed too much of where our house was. And we had visitors. We had people that wanted to come over. And we had visitors. We had people that were like, oh, I recognize that's my street. And we felt unsafe and we had to leave. Not just because of that, but because of that. We had privacy and safety concerns. So if you're anonymous, you have none of that. You make the money, you hold it to yourself, and that's it. You're good to go. Now, as a YouTuber, and I do see myself as a YouTuber first, not a businessman, not an author, none of that stuff. I'm a YouTuber. I started as a YouTuber. And because of that, I think the public recognition, the sharing of what we're doing is so much more valuable than any privacy and security concerns. You can kill me, but you're not going to take my YouTube videos. Now, Johnny Anonymous over here, if he does get taken down by the mob or whatever, somebody takes him down, what happens to all of his knowledge? It's done. It's gone. There's no book you can read. There's no YouTube video you can watch. It's just gone. And not just from the world, but from his family as well. If you don't know, my dad died in 2001. And my older brother, who was also a businessman, died in 2003. And I just wish that they had made YouTube videos. Even my own mom, who's still alive, she was an excellent salesperson, a great businesswoman. If she had made videos during her peak in the 80s and 90s, I could go back and watch that. And what valuable mentorship that would have been. So from a legacy point of view, it makes sense to make the content. It makes sense to document. And that trumps everything else. So privacy concerns, mental health issues, anything that could happen like that is jumped because when my son is 30, he can go back and watch a video of me when I'm 30 talking into a camera, giving him the ultimate advice, which is something that nobody has ever had in history. Imagine the most successful person that you know in your family being able to watch those videos. How great that would have been. And that's the number one reason why I document. I did mention mental health, but that's also an issue. Like I said, me and my wife are making content on Berman Town on Instagram, and sometimes people will comment things like, oh, why are you so ugly? Or you should wear more makeup, or you should comb your hair a different way. And it's sad to watch her react to this kind of stuff. I'm used to it now. When I first published a video that went viral on Reddit, I think we hit #1 on some subreddit. We hit the front page of Reddit, and I thought people were down with the concept of the video, because it was getting so many views, etc. And people were loving it. I was scrolling through, and then I saw one comment that's like, Alex, why does your jaw move so weird when you talk? And I was like, I've never heard that before. What are you talking about? And then it really threw me for months. I was thinking about this. I'm like, do I fix my jaw? Do I have to get surgery? What is happening? But you get used to it over time. Now people can say all sorts of random stuff, and my skin is thickened. My wife also has thicker skin. She'll be able to deal with it in time. Broadcasting has a bunch of benefits too. For instance, networking. How many cool people have I met because I have this YouTube channel? I had a fan offer to buy me a Tesla. I would never accept it because Teslas are horrible cars and I don't want to stop every 200 miles on a road trip. So I just took the fancy dinner instead. But those kind of opportunities come all the time with this channel. I've had people offer to invest in startups, and I have taken them up on those offers. I've had people want to partner and grow and host us and pay us for random things that would never have occurred if we were in our basement not filming. I'm still in our basement, just filming it. Just full disclosure, the state I'm in does not have basements, so we're on the ground floor, but still, look at it, it looks like a basement. Broadcasting also makes everything easier. When we wanted to launch our SaaS, when I wanted to launch a new software project, I could have gone out of pocket and invested in the building of this project, then done cold email campaigns, promoted it, and did all of that stuff that you need to do to promote a business to grow it, which we've talked about those strategies in the past on all of our other videos. So you can go back and watch those if you want. I could have done that, or I could have done what I do now, which is send one tweet drive traffic to a landing page, and make enough money to fund my startup in a couple days. Having an audience makes everything easier. So you get that public recognition, you're building your legacy, you're getting money easier, you're meeting the best people. And yeah, you have to sacrifice a little bit of your privacy and security. You have to sacrifice a little bit of your ability to avoid judgment for random stuff. But honestly, people are judging you anyway. If you're running around in your small town doing your thing, people are still going to look at you and judge you either way. The internet just makes it a bigger stage. The other bigger argument for this is the internet is the real world. When I wake up, I look at my phone first thing in the morning. Some people say that's not good. I still do it. And I check my email. Email exists in the digital realm. I look at my Twitter. Twitter exists in the digital realm. I record YouTube videos. YouTube only exists in the digital realm. Not just me. You look at what people are doing all day on Reels, on TikTok. If you want to exist in the future, you need to be in the computer. The plumber that runs a very successful plumbing business, he's fixing sinks, he's cleaning human poop all day. That guy is going to be forgotten because he didn't document that on YouTube. When we move into the full digital world, all that's going to matter are the videos that are left behind. On this point, a side benefit of making content is you're fueling the algorithm. For instance, I am a character in ChatGPT. All I have to write is something like, give me business ideas for Alex Berman, YouTuber. And it knows exactly who I am and is giving me useful ideas without having to give any insight. And it's not just ideas, that's invaluable. I am inside of all the AIs. I'm inside Bard, I'm inside ChatGPT. And so I can ask myself questions and get answers back because I've fed it with all of this data throughout time. Most people can't do that. And not just on a YouTube side of things. My brother was laughing at me because he had to go to therapy. And I was like, therapy's a scam. Just ask ChatGPT to ask you questions about your life and then ask ChatGPT to answer them and then read them. And that's going to be enough therapy. And then his main pushback is, but the AI doesn't know who I am. How's it going to answer the questions like me? And I didn't understand because the AI does answer questions like me because I fed the algorithm with almost a decade of content that it's pulling from. Side benefit that we will fully realize the potential of within 5-6 years. People will stop creating content and everything's going to go to AI. But now, by creating content, you're fueling the AIs, you're training the AIs, which will then be based on you, and your AI avatar will now exist in the future versus John Schmo, who has never created a piece of content in his life. Even if he has the greatest gas station business in the world, he's not going to exist in the future. And maybe that's okay, but for me, it's not. What do you think? Anonymous or build in public? What is the ideal? Leave a comment down below and let me know. Let's get a conversation going. Smash that like button for more videos like this. And let's keep this train a-rolling. Thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman.